Neither of you were with me yesterday, were you?
No, it's my first time today.
Perfect. Okay, great. So this was supposed to be a second course from yesterday, but we switched platforms completely. So I think what we're going to do is like the three of us together. The fourth person here is just the Masa like administrator, and they're not really paying attention to us, just so you know. So I think what we're going to do actually is like a combo between yesterday and today. So let's just start with like introducing each other. Who are you? Where are you? Are you on Masa program? Did you leave? Take it away.
Okay, I'm in Masa program now from Sakhlav. I study Hebrew in Ulpan Murasha. I think that's all, and we have a lot of free time now, and I little worry because our neighbor in our apartment was sick, and he had a temperature at about 38 and 5, and our organizer don't something. We are waiting our doctor at about 2 days, and we don't know what to do. So
wow. So you've got a lot on your mind. And where are you based, Anna? Where are you, Anna or Anna?
In Jerusalem.
Okay, no. Cool. I hope you're, I don't know if they're your friend or not, but I hope they feel better.
I hope to.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Leila. I'm for online. I use usually the name Eli, how I call by my friends. I'm based in Cologne in Germany. Unfortunately, I am too old for Masa program, so as I'm already 31, but I'm still in like forum and connected with some people. And I was thinking of migrating to Aliyah this year to Israel, and I was there in Eilat. I stuck in Eilat actually because I couldn't. So my flight came, and it was in the beginning of March, and so I had to leave because the documents were not ready, and so I'm back to Cologne now, to Germany, and happy to joining your program this way.
Amazing, welcome. So do you prefer Leila or Ellie?
Say again?
What do you prefer, Leila or Ellie?
Ellie, sorry, yeah. Okay. It is like, because many friends call me Elle, and Ellie is so it's the same. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. So Ellie.
And I see maybe we have an Eli with us. Right? Am I making that up? Eli, can you turn? Maybe I can unmute. Can you turn on your video and join us? Let's see. Sister video. Okay. Eli, we hope that you'll join us, but if you don't, then in probably 5 minutes, I'm just going to remove you because we want to be present together. If you can't hear me or something's going on, just send it in the chat and we'll help you get connected. I'll just write that in the chat in case you can't hear me. Hi, Ellie. Please join us. Video. Okay, so my name is Sarah Miriam. I'm the Director of Programs at the Masa Leadership Center. As you can tell, I'm not Israeli from birth. I'm originally from Boston, Massachusetts, outside of Boston, and I've been here for 6 years, I think. And we had lots of fun things going on at Masa. I don't have video. I can please join audio. Oops. Okay, great. Ellie will join us.
Hi,
welcome,
everybody.
Ellie. It's okay. We just want you to be present with us. And so we've moved a lot of our programming, as you can imagine, online. This is just something that I'm doing because I love I have 5 years of experience in community building here in Jerusalem. So I love, even though it's not what I'm doing with my professional hat right now, it's really what my passion is, what I love doing. And Ellie, just because you missed this at the beginning, this was a 2-part series, but we changed platforms completely. So I think what happened is it went to 2 different signups because nobody here was with us yesterday. So I'm going to try to do a combination, which is what we're going to do the first half, a little bit of like talking about community and maybe even trying to think about how we would build a community. And the second half, if we get to it, in the next 40 minutes or so, will be some tools we can do now and some tips for actual community building in this time. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Cool. Ellie, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure.
Who are you and where are you now?
Yes. Hi. So hello everybody. My name is Ellie Gaventa. I am from the UK. I work for a Jewish organization called UJIA, which is actually one of Masa's partners in the UK. And right now I'm at home on, working from home.
And are you a Masa? Are you a former Masa participant, or you work for
I did. Was in Yeshiva for 2 years. One of them with Masa. Yeah, but that was a while ago.
Cool. Awesome. Okay, great. So we have like a whole gamut here. We have partners, we have alumni, we have future Israelis. We've got it all. So I really want this to be an open conversation. So, and I lost a pen, so I'm going to ask my fiance to help me out to find one. But I just want us to go around and think about what does community mean to you? What's community? Maybe what kind of communities are you a part of? What kind of communities do you know of? I'm going to tell Rochelle that she's still screen sharing. Oh, she left. Great. So go for it. What does community mean to you? Anyone? What are characteristics in communities that you're part of? I got my pen.
So I would say that one aspect of community is interaction and sharing the day-to-day support, that sort of thing.
Can you speak a little louder? It's just a little hard for me to hear you.
Sure. How about, is that better?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so I was saying that I think a big part of community is building relationships. So interactions, conversations, meetings, whether virtually or in person.
Okay. Interactions, relationship building. What else?
Shared time and shared space, shared responsibilities, and yeah, in best case, a sense of belonging.
So I see there's some like there's like a value of shared responsibilities, and there's a sense of belonging on it, in that's cultivated probably by the relationship building that Ellie mentioned.
Yeah.
Anna, anything to add?
Sarah, please repeat your question.
What defines community? What does it mean to be in a community?
Yes. Sorry, I don't know how to say in English. Can I hear?
Yeah, sure.
Guys.
Join in when you
Thank
have
you.
something to say, and if it's
okay.
okay. What about like characteristics of successful communities or communities that kind of feel fake or forced? Or even name them, you know? I'll give you an example that comes to my mind right now. It's hard to see Ellie's expression, obviously, because he doesn't have video. But I'm liking your expression, other Ellie. You're like, what is she talking about? Think right now during Corona, for example, I'm actually only watching TV at night to try to keep sanity. But at night, I'm seeing a lot of commercials, and it's like I feel like everything's a community. You know, it's like, your bank community and your cell phone community. And it's like, no, I pay my cell phone bills. Like I'm not part of, you know, my Cellcom community, or my banking application does not mean that I'm part of a community. But so to me, those feel fake. Do you guys get what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally. I think maybe the difference would be shared values. And that's maybe the basis for building those relationships I talked about before. So I don't share the same values as my bank. It's a bank, but I share the same values with my synagogue, let's say, or my JCC.
Yeah,
In theory.
I totally hear that. What I want us to do is try something. Bear with me as I do the technology on it. Okay. 1 second. Does everyone next to them have a phone, either a phone or a computer that they're using?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm just loading it here. Okay. Share. 1 second. Okay. Let's see if this works. We're going to build off of what we did yesterday. What I want everyone to do, I'm just figuring out where we are. Okay. Does everyone see on the top of the screen this thing that says www.menti.com?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want us to use our phones or something, or like a screen that we're not using, and go to that, and we're going to build off of what the 9 people put in yesterday of building our ideal community. Okay, what are the main characteristics in an ideal community? So if you put it into your phone, this is interactive. All right. So if you put in menti.com into your phone, I see it's working for someone. Someone's doing it, and then you see the place to put in the code, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so you can enter, I think, up to 5 words. Try not to use the words in the screen in front of you. Like, try to use your own free thought before you associate it. And give a holler once you did it. It actually wouldn't let me do it again, which is annoying. Oh, there's someone's doing something. Is anyone still working on this? Oh. Okay, so anyone who wants to, what stands out to you, and do you agree with it or disagree with it?
Interesting.
Let's start with something that stands out to you that you are like totally on board with, or mostly on board with.
So I think that support being that biggest one there is totally something that stands out, and I agree with supportive, mutual support. I see a couple of other examples of a similar sentiment.
Yeah.
I think especially during sort of all the coronavirus stuff, that's the communities that are able to support each other are those the ones that are still going, and the ones that don't have that as a value, as a principle, have sort of just fell by the wayside.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's big and blue in front of you, that support. What about something that you don't agree with, or that you're like, this is not ideal? This is not in my top 5.
Other Ellie, what do you think?
So maybe ideology, it is like, it can be difficult.
Can you say
So
more about that?
it can create a big sense of community, but it's contradicting maybe to trust and equality. So it can have an element of force in it. So
You're saying there's like a tension between having this idea of a shared ideology,
yeah.
and an equality. Is that what it is?
Yeah, kind of, because ideology is something you have to grow into.
What if it was more like what if it was more like mission driven, right? Like, is that less contradictory for you?
Say again, please.
If something's mission driven, like there's a shared mission or goal, that feels less like abrasive to you than ideology?
Actually, vision was one of those 5 points, 5 factors I put in. I think it's different to ideology, because vision is more it implies more communication, and it's maybe more democratic as
Cool.
ideology.
Very cool. Okay, I'm into it. I'm just working as we're going, so to set up the next one, because I realize I have to change something, so it'll work better for us. Okay, what does it mean? We have our ideal communities. We have some ideas in our heads. Some of them are mission driven. Some of them are based on maybe geographic location. I mean, I want to hear more from you guys. You know, what's going on for you? Where's your community right now? Who's your community? Who's not helping? Who is helping? It's Ellie and Ellie.
Yeah. So I'll go, and then other Ellie, you can go. Maybe give you some time to think. So I think my community, actually, I'm quite surprised that my community is my work colleagues at the moment. They're the ones
Your
I'm
work
seeing.
community?
Yeah, they're the ones I'm interacting the most, and everyone's sort of stepped up, and we all go about doing our own things in the office, but now that we're all at home, everybody's making a specific effort to show that mutual support and check in, and it's something I didn't necessarily associate with the workplace, but it's interesting that that's now happening.
Cool. I like that. How are you guys supporting each other?
Daily, Zoom calls over lunch, everyone can hang out with each other. So many different WhatsApp groups sharing recipes, best practice. Somebody had to go to hospital and advice on how to do it, and that's it's just the day-to-day sharing of, banality is not the right word, but sharing of the mundane, and that's how we're supporting each other. It's not like long, deep conversations; it's small interactions.
Yeah, I love that. It's like it's almost like the antithesis to being like the community has to be mission based. Oh, hi. It's like you are mission based because you obviously are on board for doing your work, but at the end of the day, we do work to get money, even though if that's not, that's a basic factor. But what you're saying is it's almost like need based right now. We got to get through this together, and we have to be able to support ourselves for like the health of our work culture.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's so interesting. I also feel that I've like bonded with people at work in like a very different way. No. What about you, Ellie? Any communities, close, distant?
So usually there are many different communities, and some of them really contradicting belongings. But now, in these last days of coronavirus, I was so surprised to find myself in a community which I will never mention as a community I belong to, and it's a community of the house where I'm living, there's like 10 different flats, and usually people are, it's a big city in Germany, and people are really trying like to have their privacy, and so sometimes you say hi, but it stops there. But now it is like a bit of sharing and helping, and you understand really that you are connected just because you are in the same time and in the same place, and yeah, and it's like community driven by just being human being next to each other, and yeah, it's a real community I am in. Yeah.
I wonder, that I don't have like an answer for this. This is really, I like that it's small and intimate. I like this conversation, but like, I think a lot about what I like to call time and space communities. That it's like, before 3 weeks ago, like, was this a community for you? Was this a function, like being around people? I know you said it's a house, so maybe yes, but I think maybe more in Corona times, it feels very like the people near me, you know, helping elderly in my building, that feels very time and space. Someone mentioned yesterday, you know, that they're on this Masa community, but they're not sure that they're going to stay a community, you know, once they leave. And I wonder a lot, like, does that mean, oh, hello, someone's joining us. Does that mean, you know, that it's successful or not successful? Either way, I don't have a good answer to it. Or like, is there really a place for these like time and space communities? Oh, Rav, I imagine this is a rabbi who just joined us. Welcome.
Or Ruv, like Ruven.
Or Reuven. It's either Rav Green or Reuven Green. If you can hear us, we'd love you to introduce yourself. Oh, he left. Okay. That was short-lived. When you guys, okay, so we're doing like a little background on community, what it means to us, what speaks to us. If you guys are being leaders in your community, what do you think it means to be a leader in community building? Like what do you need? What's important to you?
Interesting. What's important to us from what perspective? Like in our well-being?
I would say I like to say from a leadership perspective as a community builder.
Yeah, so that's what I was asking. Like, as a leader, like what allows us to build community the most effectively, or you know, whilst doing community building as a leader, what's best for our mental well-being type stuff. Like, there's different perspectives on that question.
I'm going to actively not answer it, and I want you to relate to both of those because I think they're interconnected.
Okay, sure, totally. Okay, let me think.
I think I lost you, Ellie, but go on what you started. You know, use both of those. What are the?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, that's all right.
No, think away. It's just hard because not.
Yeah, totally. So I will talk as I'm thinking, and hopefully it will come out somewhat coherent.
Sure.
I think that for leaders building community, I think that in the way that I prefer to do it, or the way that I've seen others do it, that I've enjoyed being a part of that process, is when it's done through, when it's a collaborative effort. There might be somebody, the leader might be the facilitator, and there's a facilitator that's completely a blank slate, and there's a facilitator that knows where they want to go but is bringing people along with them.
Mm-hmm.
But good communities that I've enjoyed being a part of are ones that everybody is contributing and is given space to contribute, and it's a collaborative effort in doing that.
Yeah. All right, I'm taking from your answer both a collaborative as a personality, doing a collaborative effort, and having mission vision because it's still done. From what you're saying, you're still getting people and motivating them to do something.
Yeah.
Together.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Correct me if I'm not getting
that
it.
works.
Okay. What about you, Ellie?
It depends on the vision or on the network, kind of network you have. But I think it's important to be like sensitive to different needs and interests, ideas of members, and maybe as a leader you're kind of bridge a bridge between members, and also between members and the idea or the vision, or like the what people, why the community, what defines the community. So it's like to make this connection or communication work, so that maybe this competing nature can develop in the best way, so that everyone can like explore and like express him or herself freely, but also that is like not a it's not too competitive. It's not a competition. Yeah. So like to make sure this communication is working, and it's respectful and trustful, so that those important values which make community work over a longer period of time, so that they are protected. Because if you have like short time goals, it's maybe you can reach them, but if you're interested in community in the long term, to survive in long term, then you have to focus maybe more on values, and to make sure that they are like shared by everyone and practiced by everybody.
I think what I'm noticing, I'm smiling a lot to myself, because there's a stark difference to me between our conversation, the three of us, and the conversation yesterday, which were more people, but they were younger, and I think less experienced professionals in general. And the difference between, does it have to be we talked a lot, what makes a community? Is it that everyone's in the geographic location, or are they, is it mission driven and about motivating? And one person mentioned what you just referred to, kind of this like prophet versus, he said prophet versus priest, like phenomenon. Like, are you someone from the outside coming in with the vision, or are you someone working with the community? And what both of you guys just said, I mean, they're all like how pros do it, being collaborative, having mission vision, being sensitive, open communication, and sustainability are all, I mean, those are like what I would say. The only other thing I would add for the sake of our conversation, I think, is actually like, maybe not at the very beginning, because there's something to like this motivating, exciting factor when you're doing something new, and it's like, oh, it's ad hoc and we're running around and it's like, this is an emergency and we have to tackle it. The next stage of that is like the systematic thinking, both within the community and within the partners. So because I think we're like at a higher level of this conversation, I think it's going to make the next exercise I want us to do a little bit more difficult. So wait 1 second. I apologize as I just put it up. Sorry. Let's see if this comes up for us. Hold on. I'm just working on the screen share thing. New share. This one. No, that didn't work. Sorry guys, I'm working on it. This, yeah. If you go back to your phones to the Mentimeter, just wondering, does it say the presenter has gone to a slide? What's your next slide?
It's on your main characteristics.
Hold on. I'm gonna get this. It'll be fun once I get it, I promise. Okay, try it, just do like a refresh, maybe, and let's see if it works.
Nothing seems to be coming up.
For me, it just asked me to re-enter the code.
So I can do that again. Hold on.
Can show you what it looks like. For me, it looks something like this here is what it shows up on my
You
screen.
have a little note saying slide is not active, activate on your screen. Do you need to do that?
Oh, you're so right.
Okay, yeah, now it's come up the new slide.
Okay. Thank you, Ellie.
Pleasure.
I'm like, I can community build. I'm not sure if I can do technology.
Well, we all have our skills.
This is not one of mine. Okay, but I thought it would be fun. Okay, what I just did is kind of like took what you guys said and I added my own. And I just want to, we're just playing here, you know, I just want us to rank. If we had a rank, and it's funny because there's only 3 of us, so there really might be similar or different opinions. Rank it 1 to 6. And then if you totally disagree with one of them, let's talk about it. I'm just going to take a second to do it. I think we're still waiting for London Ellie, right? I think so.
I would maybe change 4 and 5.
Change your opinion or change our opinion?
Maybe I don't understand well how it is. It like
It's like once, I don't think Ellie put his in yet.
I did.
Oh, did you put it in, Ellie?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's submitted. Yeah.
Female Ellie, did you put it in? Did you do the voting on your phone?
no, I cannot open it.
Ah, okay, so remember how you voted on the phone for the first one?
Yeah.
Okay, so go back to your phone
Yes.
and then you can vote again
Okay.
to the same page.
Yeah.
You see what I'm talking? Did it show up for you with options?
Okay, now I see that.
No? Nice. Okay. I think we all 3 of us agree on one thing.
Okay.
I just want to say that I think it's fascinating that mission driven is number
Yeah.
6.
It's funny.
I don't think it's not important. I just don't think it will work unless you have all the other ones.
It's almost like I almost see it as like it's almost taken for granted. Like, well, of course, why would you be building community if there wasn't a purpose?
Mm.
And so it's kind of like that it's like the backbone that you don't even have to think about.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts here? Again, I think because you guys are, I just think you're on a whole different level than our group yesterday. So I think we feel like it looks like we're pretty in agreement, all three of us. So, okay, I'm going to drive you guys crazy with the Mentimeters, but I prepared a different one for today's, for today's like session, because what I wanted to do and what I want us to do just in the next 15 minutes is I want to talk about how we can be community building here and now. If you want to be, I mean, I guess I have an assumption, a working assumption, that if you're on this call and taking an hour of your life right now, then you're saying something about community building is important to me, and something about being here and making a difference or doing something is important. I'm just going to share a little insight. Like, I definitely have some personal bias, which is like motivated me to want to make this into 2 sessions, which is, I think, actually, before I tell you my bias, I want to do one more of these, which it's going to be a different code. So I'm sorry.
That's okay.
But I want it to be, it's a little bit of like, where are we in what's going on right now? Like, where am I as Sarah Miriam, I as Ellie, I as other Ellie, like, where are we and what's happening in the world and the world around us and in relation to community building. So do you see this again, the screen now? There's a new code. So basically on your phone, just go to Menti again. The only reason we're not just doing this as a conversation is because it's actually a scale. So, so I actually think we might have room for more differing opinions. So if you go back to Menti again, like it says, and then use the new code, then we can look at these. And then we're going to test our theory out together. Ellie, in Germany, you're still filling it out, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Ellie, in UK, you want to try to guess what my assumption is?
The last one does not, the content provided doesn't match with what people need, perhaps. But I don't know, it seems to be matching.
What'd you say?
I was saying that maybe perhaps that the input hasn't necessarily, people might have been consulted, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that shaped what the content provided for people is. Because you can be consulted and then ignored, as it were.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it farther and tell you, like, totally honestly, right? Like, as a professional at Masa, for the last week and a half, we've been providing content after content after content for our participants, right?
Yeah.
And everyone's doing it. Like, my dad's a rabbi, and I spoke to him the other day on the phone, and he said, you know, there's so much rich, engaging content out there, but I don't have time to even watch it because it's, one, so overwhelming, or participate, or two, I still have a job to do, or three, I have to produce my own content.
Yeah.
Right. And I feel like what's happened in the past week and a half, on one hand, is like incredible, because like, people are asking each other, how are you doing? Okay. And we're the same here. I'm 1 and 2 on have people ask me what I need. I'm going to go to what I want next. which is pretty low for this whole, like, we're supposed to be engaging each other and seeing what's going on and checking in on each other. And those are like the two that are like, those are like, they should kind of like inform them. Obviously what I want also. Like, I don't know who put number 1 for what I want. I think I put number 2, I think. But if you just take us, the 3 of us as a sample size, people are asking us, how are you? But they're not asking about what you want or need right now. And yet we're like in this influx of content. And it's interesting because it strikes me that you guys are somewhat community builders, if not professionally, definitely personally, or just in your nature. And it strikes me that our role here, when we're moving forward, is to do more of asking what people want and need, and having that input, having that inform, the last one, what are we doing? Do you agree, disagree? Does this sound totally stupid, or are you like, this is the most obvious? I mean, where are you with this?
I think I agree. I'm feeling completely overwhelmed by the content. I was reading something that comparing like this drive for content versus this drive for contact, and that we should be prioritizing contact over content. And that really speaks to me. That's like, what do people need right now? It's contact. They don't need another 3 hours of Israeli dancing or whatever. Yeah.
But, and I guess like the question is, in a world where people need contact and not content, and we're influxing maybe with the wrong things, like, how do we make up for it when you can't provide what people need? So then what can you provide? Or what's the next best thing?
Very interesting question. I'm not sure.
Can you speak louder, Ellie?
Sorry, I was saying, yes, that's a really interesting question. I don't know. It's a very worthwhile thing to think about. I mean, I'm not so sure that we can't provide contact.
So, say more about that.
This session for me is a mixture of both because it's such a small group. If this were 40 people, it would be more content, but this has been contact. In the sense of that, a small group of people having conversation and sharing ideas and discussion and where they are, what they're doing, that sort of stuff. So maybe it might be the difference between trying to reach the masses versus trying to reach individuals or small groups, and organizing around that rather than, and it can still be content driven if people want to do content, but shifting who the audience is perhaps. And
I'm taking notes for my personal, for
I
ideas.
think it's also true for general community building. Like when we're thinking about what's the difference between 1,000 people coming to a synagogue for Kol Nidre versus the 10 of them coming to the Sudash Lishit on a random Shabbat. Like those are different types of communities, and we should, like, the mass content is like the first one, whereas we also need the second. Yeah, I think that's really helped me articulate it. Thank you.
Yeah, I actually think that's a beautiful example, because you're right. Like in Judaism, it's like, what do you value more? Like the masses, and it's like, well, people need this one. Some people only want this once a year, or twice a year, or at life cycles, and some people want it intimately part of their lives, and that's what Judaism is to them.
Yeah.
And it's not a judgment call on what's better, right? Yeah. That's what makes the religion such a good system.
Yeah.
For community building, I think. I mean, if when done well.
Yes.
Ellie, do you have anything to add?
Not yet. I'm a bit lost. I've lost you, but I'm coming back. Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything you want me to say again?
Yeah, that will be nice.
Sure. I'll just say again that basically what I started to feel, and I don't think that there's it's not even like I'm not teaching this. I just think that this is what's happening. And I think where this is like the exhibit A of it is that on one hand, we're all checking in on each other. We're saying, hey, how's it going? How are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
We're less asking people what they want or need.
Yeah.
But at the same time, professionally, we're inundated. We're being overflowed with content to participate in. Masa puts out 5 to 10 sessions a day. but is it really what we need? Right? There's a break in the flow between the people who are putting together content and the people who need the content, and that synergy, and that saying, okay, what do I actually need right now is not necessarily what I'm getting, or what I'm giving is not what other people need. That was just my little theory that I wanted to test, and I think we're showing it. What we were supposed to do in this two-part was obviously spend a whole, like, this was going to be the beginning of the session basically, but what the idea was is that people would start to workshop kind of ideas, community building. Now, neither of you guys are Masa participants, but the idea is that there's a lot of Masa participants now stuck all around Israel in their dorms and secluded and whatnot. And so we were going to talk about, what could they do, neighborly projects, et cetera, and kind of challenge each other on building the strategy of it so that it would be more community engaging. Just so you get the idea of the initial session.
Yeah.
But that's all I have for you guys. I mean, first of all, I would just love to be in touch with you both, personally in the future. I think it was just really great to connect this way. I agree with you, UK Ellie, that there is like sometimes the sheer number of people on the call, it could have been a richer, diverse opinions. If we had a lot more, the content maybe could have been richer, but it did provide like kind of, I feel like, a collegial like connection.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm really appreciative of it. And thank you guys for joining. Do you have any questions before we finish?
Not personally, I'll just say thank you very much. I really enjoyed this, and I know, congrats on persevering through.
Thank you.
I guess. Yeah. Happy to be in touch further and whatever on other Masa calls or sessions or in a different format.
Amazing.
Yeah, thank you very much. It was very interesting, and to have some real shared time while being closed in home. And I don't know, I was thinking, I joined already some classes, and it's really amazing what you guys are making. And maybe what sound like today, we are just a few people, and maybe it will be also interesting or possible to open it to communities, not only in Israel, like the
Totally.
young people we're having in the synagogue in Cologne who are also stuck in their houses. So I think it will be also interesting for them to know that this thing is happening, and it's really interesting.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Ellie, you're welcome to always pass on, if you're getting those Masa calendars, you can always pass them on.
Oh, great.
I feel like the more people connecting, at least the more interesting. It's not necessarily better, but it's interesting and more diverse. Thank you guys so much. Have a great afternoon.
Yeah.
Likewise. Thank you.
Nice time.
Nice to meet you.
Bye.
You
Bye.
too.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.